Alright guys, welcome back to another video. This video is going to be it's requested of me to do, so you know what, I'm doing this video. So it's basically on how to loot in Pandora, and so you've got two main places. You've got what I'm going to really call like the metal town or the steel town, where you've got like this metal building. So this building right here has two possible chests. The one that I'm looting right now here up the stairs, and then there's there's one chest here. My bad, I'm mistaken. There's a lot of like the buildings are somewhat similar. There's only one chest, and like this building's kind of confusing. So there's like a couple loot spawns. I wouldn't really suggest landing at this building unless it's like nobody's landing there and you're contested. But here's the building you should really be landing at. This big building has a possibility of spawning 3 chests, and I'm pretty sure has the most floor drops. So you can see there's a floor spawn right there. You've got really nothing there, but there's a chest. There's 1 out of 3 and another floor spawn right there. There's a floor spawn on top of that bin. Floor spawn there, and really this is, if you're gonna land here at Pandora, you have to try to land at this building. It's the biggest building and has the most loot. Look at that. Look at how much. Also, if you see any weapons that are vaulted, this is creative playground, whatever you want to call it. So don't get crazy. So obviously, you've got different things and stuff. So that's the #1 building you want to land here. You could definitely get metal. You get shields from this place. There's that chest right here, and then there's a chest up the stairs right here. So this is a solid place if you cannot land at the big building. And really, I wouldn't advise any other landing unless you want to land at that other big building. There is a floor spawn right there, but I wouldn't land here. There's also chests right by these big tires. There's also a chest just outside of this place on a truck that I'll show you guys later. And I'll show you a decent landing spot if you don't want to get contested right away. So there's a chest right here in what I'm going to call the chair house. So this is kind of like the middle of this building. Like this is like the very middle of this little steel town. So you've got a chest there. And then I'm pretty sure like around the corner you've got another chest. Yeah, but it's so hard to loot this building because the chest, like, unless you're breaking through the wall, and these walls have a lot of health, you've got to go through. So definitely I would suggest landing here over the other place. Even though they have like similar loot, I think the other place has less floor spawns, but it's a lot more confusing and hard to get up. Requires some materials. There, that's an easy chest right there. And then here we go with the skeleton structure right down here. This structure you could land if you don't want to get contested, farm up materials. You have a chest spawn and a floor loot spawn right there, and you just get some floor loot. You could rotate. This could be a good spot if you don't want to be contested right away. Compared to these, there really is no other chest here, so that's all the chests you can have. So I definitely suggest if you're landing Pandora, it's a great spot to land for the fact that you're going to get shield. And it's kind of interesting to fight. Like, you might as well not shoot at somebody unless you know you're going to be able to like fully take off their shield and hit them for white health. So, you know, there's that. And so here's that truck I was talking about right here. You could search this chest. I would not land here, but I would move over here and loot that place. So if you're done looting the steel town, I'd definitely say you rotate to that truck and then look to pick off some people here at really just this mess of bins and containers. So it's hard to loot this place right here. The chest, like, you have to use the tires. So there's a lot of these little buildings where you get floor loot spawns. Now there's this big yellow one up here with the chest, and then there's one more. But this chest is so hard to get to. So you need to land on that silver thing, but it's so hard to land there. You see, I have trouble landing there. And I eventually am like, really? How do I land here? So you have to like hit the tire, because I got pushed off. You have to hit the tire, hit that thing, and yeah, it's hard to get to that chest. That's why I suggest going to like the steel town as to landing here, because there's just like the chest. Like that's an easy chest to loot. You've got different, but it's so hard to traverse and go through because most of these buildings only have one door. Again, another tough chest you have to get to. Wouldn't land there early game. So like a lot of these chests, you've got to like have materials for it. So I would definitely suggest not landing here. Now, of course, you could land here. It's just if you could land at the Steel Village, you could land there. So obviously there's like a lot of little chests throughout all these buildings and stuff, and it's so hard to traverse. So you could just watch my stuff, watch this over and over, go into playground, just learn it. It's very hard to get around at this place, so I wouldn't suggest landing here. I definitely say you could definitely push people here, and it's not horrible to land here. It's just it's so hard to get a chest and then actual floor spawns because they aren't really close together, whereas the steel building thing really, like, the buildings are close together. You know where the loot spawn is. It also suffers from the same problem where I guess like there's door and like a lot of the loot's separated. That's why I suggest the really big building. And so this is really it for the chest inside this little, I guess, container yard kind of place, but it's not the end of the looting. So right here we've got two little buildings that can spawn a chest each, and then you've got the rock right there. So I think this could be an interesting looting spot. You could land here at these two. There's a chest spawn, and then I saw a floor spawn right there. There's a chest in here, so you could get some somewhat decent loot. You'd have shield. You'd be able to push into there, kill the people who've got that loot, or you could land at this rock. I wouldn't suggest landing at this rock. I'd definitely say like you land back here, where like this, and then you could go loot that and stuff. But if you're gonna want to get the chest on the rock, I'd definitely say you land here at this little, I guess, I don't want to call everything a container yard, but this little area where it's kind of just small and remote. So you can see there's a chest up there. There isn't really that much loot here, so that's whereas you can kind of loot up this place real quick. You shouldn't really be contested, and it's hard to traverse, so you might need materials early game. Of course, one of the best ways is to hit that tire or just land there. Of course, I landed at the Steel Village here, for example, so you could hit this tire, boom, get on. So there's two chest spawns here. Wait, is there three? So obviously there's nothing really too special about this place. You got some floor spawns under me, chest right there, so that's two chest spawns, and I think there's a third chest spawn. Yeah, you can see there really isn't anything too special about this little place right here. And then right behind this red container, there's another chest. So you could come up with some decent loot, and then you could go push the container yard. And then here's like just two more chests. There's one right here that you can grab. I mean, this is really a chest you'd grab in rotation. Of course, I forgot to land on that big mountain, but it's whatever. There's loot up there. And then you could always land at that little house, which has like a vending machine spawn chance and a chest spawn chance. So obviously, I thought there was going to be a chest in this house. And this house, if you remember, did have the Moisty Meyer place. So yeah. But it just had a floor spawn. So up here, towards up here, we've got a chest spawn up here. And you can see, it wouldn't really suggest landing here unless you've already like looted that place over there, that little house. So really there's not much, but I definitely suggest if you don't want fights right off the bat, I'd land at the dinosaur. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys do enjoy. Leave a like and subscribe on the video. Bye.